Stephen A. ERUPTS over altercation with McDaniels.
I mean, he's instigating stuff. He's starting stuff. He don't mind. He's talking about their defense and then going out there and backing it up. And Minnesota, obviously, in the lead. You got to remember, both Ant-Man and Dante DiVincenzo are out, so that's giving more opportunities to him and others. And I think he's going to capitalize off of it, at least to some degree.
To one series lead over the Nuggets on Saturday behind a 43-point performance by Ayo Dosunmu. But the headline from the game that had everyone talking was Nikola Jokic, who became angry when, said Jayden McDaniels, made that meaningless layup with 2.1 seconds remaining and confronted the Wolves wing player near his own bench, leading to a bit of a fight between both teams. Jokic and Julius Randle were both ejected. Now there are only 2 seconds left in the game. They were later fined, though, for their involvement in the altercation. Do you have an issue with the end of the game? Denver and Minnesota, this has been a chippy series, I understand, but what transpired? Do you have an issue with it, Perk?
Absolutely not. Hell no, Shay. Damn it, this is what the league been missing. And this is a real rivalry. This is two teams that have been battling it out over the last 3 to 4 years in the postseason. This is a team that hates one another, and there's smoke there. SA just talked about it. They got real beef. I have no problem with Jayden McDaniels doing that little lay-in, and I have no problem with Jokic running over there to confront him. They got real beef, and they ready to make hamburgers, damn it. This is what the league been missing. This is what we all, as old heads, I consider myself an old head now. This is what we've been waiting on. Like, I want to see this type of energy. Everybody is looking forward to Game 5, damn it, back in Denver because of the beef and the tension and the intensity of this series.
Well, can two things be true? Can we look at Jayden Daniels and say, kind of classless, that's not something that he should have done, and in the same breath say, I absolutely love it? Because that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I don't have a problem with it. I don't think he should have done it, but I'm like, I don't mind, because again, it's like, and I don't blame Jokic for running down there and confronting him the way that he did. I think if it was a regular season game, he would have done more than put his chest in his face. I think it'd hit him. I think it would have been more than that if it wasn't the players, because obviously you don't want to find yourself ejected and then ultimately, even though they got ejected, and then ultimately you're suspended. You don't want that to happen. But I think if it were not for that, he might have put hands on him, because it's disrespectful. You understand? This is the third time they're meeting in the last 4 postseasons. It is a clear rivalry and what have you. Jayden Daniels comes out. You don't hear players talking about a team like that. The way Jayden McDaniels talked about it, they don't play any defense. They can't defend. We ain't worried about none of them. You don't hear stuff like that. He said it before them, and then they went out against Denver and gave it to them. And by the way, if you Jokic, let's understand the level of frustration. This is a guy that averaged over 35 on better than 65% shooting and 38% for three-point range in the regular season. He's been shooting 15% from three over the last 2 games. He has been a shell of himself. He is not 100%. We know that. So that part of that is killing him. That Jokic can't be Jokic. We got to understand. We got to remember, this ain't some dude that's average. This is an all-world player who customarily owns Rudy Gobert and got Rudy Gobert looking like the second coming of Bill Russell right now. So it's bothering Jokic. Jamal Murray, he's been struggling too. Jokic over the last couple of games in the fourth quarter, I think he's shooting like 16% or something. Listen, he's frustrated, and now Ant-Man goes down, and Dante DiVincenzo goes down, and Ayo shows up and drops 43 off the bench, the most points by a reserve in a postseason game since downtown Freddie Brown of the Seattle Supersonics in 1976. That's what happened to him. So I'm like, yo, this is no joke. We get it. And Denver is reeling primarily due to injuries, because we know that if they were healthier, it would be a little bit different. Not to say Minnesota couldn't win, but it wouldn't be like this. And it's frustrating. Jokic took offense to it. I got no problem with it. I completely agree with Big Perk, and I don't blame him. And let me tell you something. If it was the regular season, he might have tried to knock McDaniels into the stands. I'm serious.
Around the 5-minute mark, The debate shifts into a philosophical clash about competitiveness versus sportsmanship. Nikola Jokic's reaction is framed less as overreaction and more as accumulated frustration. Poor shooting, injuries, and losing control of the series all boiling over in a single moment. At the same time, Jayden McDaniels' late-game layup is acknowledged as provocative, even if understandable within the emotional intensity of playoff basketball. The discussion reveals a clear divide. Some see disrespect, others see authentic rivalry energy.
Okay, first of all, I didn't mind this because I do like chippiness in a playoff game. Love it. I love to see that, a little bit of fire. However, if this was anyone else, if LeBron James did this, everyone would have a problem with it. So you mean to tell me it's warranted for Jokic to get angry over a layup when you lost terribly in a game where two of their best players went down? You lost terribly in that game. You shot horribly from the field. How do you have no problem with this? If any other superstar did it, you guys would be up in arms.
Well, because Shay, we kind of like hostility. See, you're a
well,
nice
you don't say. I know what show I'm on.
You don't want the hostility. We like the hostility. The fact of the matter is the game was over. It had been decided. There was no resistance. It's an unwritten rule. You don't do that.
I understand.
Do what McDaniels did. McDaniels did it because he don't like Denver. There's real animosity there, like Perk said. And Denver, knowing that animosity, seeing it validated, was offended, and the star of the team, who happens to be a big brother, by the way, who gets pushed around by nobody, was over there ready to fight the whole damn team because he's saying that's not something that you do. We all know it, and that's why we like it. We want the hostility. Don't you get tired, Shay? You know how many times me and Perk have been on national television seeing dudes hugging one another, singing Kumbaya, acting like, planning for the next party they about to go to after a game? Nah, we want you hostile. We want you disliking one another. We want you literally committed to going out there and whipping the opponent's ass and loving it. Would you still like it if it resulted
in suspensions, though? Like, there's a time and a place for it. It didn't make sense to do at the end of the game, in my opinion.
And Shay, that's why the NBA didn't suspend it. Because they said, hey, we kind of like it too.
Mm-hmm. Please. Yeah. Or come on now. Please. Right. They didn't say we like it.
That's what they said. I'm telling you.
Shay, you bringing up a valid point, and I understand exactly what you're saying. Like Jokic running over there and starting to, but I'm being biased because I actually, like Stephen A. said, I'm being biased with my take right here. I actually love it and don't have a problem because I like seeing furniture move and fellas being rubbed.
That's right.
All right, cool. Let's keep that same energy if I see this from any other superstar. I'm going to remember this. I don't want explanations of how it transpired at the end of the game. I got it. But I want everyone to keep this same energy with every single superstar that gets freaky at the end of it.
There was no fist thrown. Little shoving, that's all.
Little. Okay, then why were they fined almost $100,000, those two? Let's recap.
Because they could have.
Okay.
That's all.
Jaylen Duren, 15-plus points. Cade Cunningham to at least 2 or more made free throws. And then Jayden McDaniels to have 20-plus points. Those odds are plus 540.
DraftKings loves it too.
3-pointers, on DraftKings Sportsbooks. Coming up here on First Take around the NBA. Perk, you're first. You like Jaylen Duren to score 15-plus points tonight. Why?
Well, one, they back against the wall, and he is they Robin on the team. And I know he's been struggling, Shay, but tonight he gets out of that funk and he gets back to the Jaylen Duren that we saw in the regular season.
Okay, I'm going to stay with the Pistons here, too, because I expect Cade Cunningham to hit 2 or more threes, and they need this. You're right, backs against the wall. They're down 2-1 in this series. And when Cade Cunningham has 2 or more threes in a game, when he is firing from all cylinders, they win. They're 27-11 in the regular season when he makes 2 or more.
This segment highlights how playoff basketball amplifies emotions, turning even minor actions into flashpoints. The altercation wasn't just about one play. It reflected a deeper buildup of tension between two teams that have faced each other repeatedly in high-stakes situations. There's also a clear appreciation among analysts for physicality and edge in the modern game. Many argue that this kind of hostility brings back a competitive authenticity that fans have been missing, contrasting it with a more friendly, less confrontational era. However, the opposing view raises a valid concern about consistency. If similar behavior from other superstars would be criticized more harshly, then the reaction to this incident exposes a potential double standard in how players are judged. Ultimately, the moment serves as a reminder that intensity, rivalry, and emotion are inseparable from playoff basketball, but managing that energy without crossing key lines remains the real challenge for elite competitors.